Tommy's gonna taste the gin so that you don't have to. Let you save your money, yeah, that's what Tommy wants. Minimal dilution, cause we wanna taste the gins. But if the gins are bad, then we will throw them in the bin. Now let's hand it over to Tommy, who is gonna taste. He's gonna get all rowdy and shout up the place.
Hello and welcome back to Tommy Tastes, the channel where I taste the gin so that you don't have to. I'm going to help you save money, and one of the things I'm going to help you save your money on is this, Hertl Gin. What the fuck is this, I hear you ask? This is a hopped gin, der Hopfen Gin to be precise. This hails from Franconia, Franken, in the south of Germany, an area very famous for beer. And how does it do hop gin, you might ask? Well, it uses two different types of traditional German hops, one being Hallertau, the other being Mandarina. Not particularly expressive hops, I need to add. So Hallertau is like a typical kind of bitter hop that's like better used for preserving, and Mandarina, true to its name, is a little more citrusy, little more orangey in characteristic. But these are not your typical New England style hops that you get in your hipster 2/3 pint beer with things that just melt your gums with intensity of flavour. This is something a little more relaxed. How does it use the hops, I might hear you say? It uses them post-maceration. So you don't get like the boiling of hop effect, you just get an odd kind of weird hop stew, if you can call it that. And one of the other things that it oddly adds post-maceration is the barley that they use to make their beer. Yes, this comes from Hertl Brewery. Brewery, not distillery. You need to learn the craft of distilling, which is very different to brewing, in order to really make a good gin. So whether you can make a good gin when you only really have knowledge of brewing, that's what I'm going to taste and see, and particularly how that kind of post-maceration vibe even works with it. It claims to be the birthplace of hopped gin, which we all know is bollocks because Hertl Gin have been doing this for the best part of a decade, and it doesn't use post-maceration either. Post-maceration is for flavoured gins and kind of nonsense. I can't wait to drink all that delicious plum gin. This does not use any sugar post-maceration, which is a good thing. Whether it works though, let's get it in a glass and taste. I hope you like disappointment, guys. Drink responsibly. As you can see there, the resulting post-maceration of that barley and hops does leave you with, as I said, a hop barley stew, which gives this weird kind of light brown colour. Not the kind of off clear colour, beigey note that something like bathtub gave, or even like an oak aged gin. This almost looks a bit more like reddy green. It's really strange. Right, let's get the nose in there and smell.
Hey everyone, we hear that you like Wagyu steak, so what's coming up next is Wagyu steak gin, where we leave some bloody steak in some gin and see what happens.
So it might come as no surprise that I don't really like the nose of this gin at all. It certainly smells like a gin, but I can't really pick out like the hopped part of it at all. There's something like a little grassy in there, but the barley kind of overwhelms it and it just smells a bit cereally, to be honest. The gin itself is obviously like a juniper forward gin, and apparently it has like some lemongrass in there to hopefully like balance out the hops. But I couldn't really find an awful lot of information on what botanicals actually go into Hertl's Der Hopfen Gin. I mean, there must be some coriander in here, there must be some kind of spice, maybe angelica root, I don't know, but this is like a fixative. But I don't really get any of these things when I put my nose in the glass. It just kind of smells like a weak gin. This comes in at around 37.5% ABV. So it's not like it's even a real quality ABV. 37.5 is what you get with Gordon's. This is not strong, but obviously the post-maceration really ups the mouthfeel of all these things. So maybe alcohol is not something we need to worry about. Let's just taste it. Vodka on your crunchy nuts, sir. Bailey's on toast. Fuck off. It's weak. 2, the flavour profile is so weird and convoluted. The maceration of the barley is kind of stronger than the hops. You don't really get any of the extraction of the hop oil, which I'm guessing is what you're looking for when you're distilling. And that's because they haven't been burnt in the distillation process. They haven't been boiled in the spirit or vapor infused or anything like that. They've just been dumped in there. So really what comes to the forefront is the barley. It tastes kind of like cereal. It's almost like this kind of weird Ready Brek vibe, like someone's put vodka in your Ready Brek. And it's just not very nice. There's a slightly sweet note, there's a slightly citrusy note. Whether this comes from the lemongrass or from the actual hops themselves, I can't really tell. There's nothing distinguishing. It's just muddled and really confused. I would have thought this was an oak-aged gin if you just gave it to me blind. And I would have thought that cereal character comes from the wood of the barrels itself. But it doesn't. It comes from something that so easily could have been avoided, which is just removing the barley from the process and probably distilling your hops in the actual spirit, as opposed to a weird hop stew vibe that you've chosen to go with. Let's just crack a bit of ice in there and see if it changes anything whatsoever.
Do you want to become an alcoholic quick? Well, now you can with the miracle of the Tommy Taste Diet. We'll be adding all kinds of alcohol to things you'd never suspected.
It's just more Ready Brek. It's not even something to show off hey, look at this crazy thing we've done by making a hop gin. Because you can't taste the bastard hops in it. What's the fucking point of making this gin? If you're so proud of your hops and you lead with Der Hopfen Gin, then I expect fucking Hopfen in my gin. Where are the fucking hops? I don't want some child cereal in a glass. The one saving grace of this gin is it is sold in conjunction with their own Cascade and Lemon Hop Tonic. I've tried this neat. It's a bit sweet. So it's not really something that I would recommend buying and adding to gin. On the website itself, it says that the gin is designed to go along with the tonic as a pairing to balance out the gin. You should never make a gin to be balanced out by a tonic. So basically what you're admitting is that the gin has real flaws in it and that you've had to make this tonic to somehow compensate for it. But I am hoping that this will at least boost the kind of hoppy flavour and aroma that you get from the gin, as well as a little bit of citrus freshness to go with my porridge.
And coming up in issue 1, we'll be exploring how adding a kick of absinthe to your cheese sandwich can really give you that pep that you need after lunch.
So the good news is that this tonic does make the gin in some way palatable. But would I buy it? Fuck no. It does taste like someone's just added a bit of spice to my Ready Brek. You could not mix this. This would not make a dry martini. You couldn't put it in a Negroni. A Tom Collins would be fucking strange. So just don't buy it, I guess is the vibe that you're going for. The tonic's quite nice. I'd drink that just by itself if I was looking for a soft drink, which I never am. But what the fuck is this gin? It doesn't add any complexity. It does kind of balance it out, but it couldn't be less balanced because it was just so fucking muddled in the first place. So yeah, what can I say? Hertl Gin. Don't buy it. There's nothing to like about it, other than maybe the bottle. It's the first time I've ever got a gin that has a nice kind of flip cap, stone bottle, which I quite like about it. But it's so bad. What the fuck would you drink this? This is some weird hipster invention where they've thought, oh yeah, fucking hell, well, hops are what people like right now, so let's just throw them in a fucking gin and be done with it. No, this is not a gin for human consumption at all. Don't put your body through it. Do not buy it. If you find it in Germany, because I don't think you're going to find it in the UK, if you're in the UK, just get Hertl Gin, which is really quite nice. Do not go for this gin. This is a gimmick. This is shit. Do not buy bad gin.
Yeah, like and subscribe, girl. Like and subscribe. What? Like and subscribe. Work it out.